Hey, everybody, I'm so excited for week 3. Let's go. All right, so this week we're going to learn about how to be a leader in your home, how to be a leader at school, and how to be a leader of a club or an organization. Hey, once again, the purpose of this podcast is all about helping you grow in your character and really get the most out of your life. So it's been an honor doing this. Super excited. Hey, if you find this content useful, I would really appreciate it if you could just subscribe to our channel. It's free. And honestly, I just love teaching life lessons and life skills. And I just appreciate you watching this. All right, here we go. How to be a leader in your home. Okay, so let's talk about this. Well, first things first, we're going to talk about honor and empathy. Then I'm going to give you a list of practical things that you can do on how you can be a leader in your household. And then we're going to talk about how the relationship is always more important than being right. All right, so let's begin. Let's start with this quote, honor your parents. You know, I heard this years ago. To always remember to honor your parents with what? With your eyes, with your words, and with your heart. All right, so let's break that down a bit. Like, what does that mean? Well, first off, your parents are your parents, right? Your parents gave birth to you, and your parents have always been there for you, and your parents always keep a roof over your head. So just because of those things, we should honor them. But how can we do it? And this is something I really wish I knew younger, and even when I was in high school or in college. So let's start with your eyes. So I heard this years ago, your eyes reveal the attitude of your heart. That is so true. Think about just the way you look at people or things sometimes, it really reveals the condition of our heart. And I believe 80% of communication is nonverbal. And to be honest with you, all of us have habits, good habits and bad habits. And sometimes we have some bad habits that we need to really look at and change. And really honoring your parents with your eyes is really giving them your undivided attention. So whenever they're speaking, look at them instead of looking at your phone and stuff like that. And look, I'm guilty of all these things. Making these slides in this podcast, it really helps me out in terms of reflect on my life and the things that I do. All right. So it's not just you, it's me as well. I'm working on it as well. How can we honor our parents with our words? Well, first thing, say nice things. And I heard this once again years ago as well. Your words should bring life to people, not the opposite. All right, so think about that. It's whenever you're speaking, it's really not about what you say, but it's how you say it. And you've probably heard of that before, but it's so true. Two things could sound totally different depending on your tone and the way you present it. I remember just growing up, I really looked up to one of my family members in my extended family. And every single time their mom or dad asked them to do something, they would always respond with the words, yes, mom, or yes, dad. Even though you don't want to, or right? But that's once again, honoring your parents through your words. They've asked you to do something. Look, the way I think about it is if you're going to do it, might as well be nice about it and say, yes, mom, or yes, dad. Okay. And then finally, I don't know, once again, your family dynamic, but you can say, I love you. I don't think any parent would ever not like their kids saying, I love you. It may be weird at first. Maybe that's not something you normally say. And maybe you can write them a letter and say, I love you or something like that. But to let your parents know that you love them is a true way to honor them. Finally, the last one, how do you honor your parents with your heart? Love this quote. And I've shared it before on this podcast. For where your heart is, so is your treasure. Open up to your parents. I think high school and college, I wrote it down right there, is a weird time. And so many times we are growing away from our parents because we obviously don't want them to know everything and we want our own private life, etc. But more than ever, it's important that you invest in your relationships with your parents and you honor them through showing through your heart and sharing with them conversations. And even if you've told 5 of your friends how your day was, just do one more. Tell your parents how your day was and just share things with them, right? So many people ask me all the time, how can I be a great child? How can I be a great son or a daughter? Or how can I be a great leader? Or just how can I be a great blank? And it all goes back to empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand someone else and really putting yourselves in their shoes. So my question to you is this: if you had a son or daughter, how would you want them to treat you? Would you want them to update you on life? Would you want them to share with you some things that are going on in life? Would you want them to share with you some things that they're struggling with? I would. So whenever you don't know what to do as a son or daughter, think back to that and think back, if you had a son or daughter, what would you want? Because I bet that's the best way to treat your parents. All right. Number 2, let's get super practical. I love getting practical. And here are some things that you can do right now to grow as a leader in your household. Now, look, I am the youngest in my family. So in terms of me being a leader in my household, it was hard to do. However, I truly believe that you may not be the leader and you may not call the shots and pay the bills. That's what your parents do, and maybe some of your older siblings, but you can be a leader in your own way. The first way I know how to do so is be enthusiastic. Everyone loves someone who has enthusiasm, and they really look up to them if they have energy and enthusiasm. Find that joy that can honestly make you happy and enthusiastic. Number 2, plan things for your family. Anyone who plans things is always looked at as the leader. So plan things for your family. It doesn't have to be big. It could just be like a family walk or a picnic at the park or something like that, something special, or maybe like a surprise for a birthday coming up. Plan things for your family. Be that person. Help to resolve conflict. I always tell students this all the time. Don't add fuel to the fire, but help to resolve it. So if you see 2 of your family members getting in conflict or fighting, try to be there for them and say, hey, we love each other. Come on, let's not do that. So that's what leaders do. Take initiative. We've talked about that before. Start conversations with your family. Help out around the house and know why you do it. So don't just help out because you're like, oh, I have to help out. No, be like, hey, I see that mom, dad, you're busy. Siblings are busy. I'm going to help you out. I got you. And then finally, say sorry first. All right. So these are all practical things for you to do and to be a leader in your family. If you mess up, say sorry first. I want to finish off with this real quick. And, my wife told me this, or actually I learned this with my wife a few years ago. And one of the reasons why me and my wife have a great relationship is because we care more about the relationship than being right. This is so true. So many times conflict happens and it's like, no, I'm right. And I need to tell them that they're wrong. But in reality, hey, who cares who's right or wrong? At the end of the day, your relationship with your parents and your family is way more important than that conversation or that fight that you're currently going through. In 20 years from now, you're not going to remember who was right or wrong 20 years back, but you're going to remember, hey, we've always had a great relationship. Sure, we've gotten in a fight. Sure, we've made mistakes. Sure, we've said things that we don't mean. But at the end of the day, we always apologized and we always remembered that your family is your family. So I hope this encourages you, and I hope that you can be a better leader in your home. And I'm telling you right now, if you like this content, our next video is awesome as well. How to be a leader at school, in your class, on your sports team, etc. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.